My title is Applying Arabic Kashida to Latin Letters in Display Typography. But if I had to choose the title today, I would say Displaying How People in Lebanon Talk. First, I will make a brief introduction about Arabic. Arabic seems complicated. Actually, it has only 28 letters. And out of the 28 letters, you have 10 similar shapes. So the difference in the shapes is in the position of the dots or their absence. And another speciality is the directions. So the Arabic, like any Semitic language, is written from right to left. So, and this comes from the Phoenician, who believed they used to carve on stones, and they used to carve like this. Okay. I will show you how I write my name, my ugly handwriting in Arabic. This is how we write. Antoine, Abi, Al. This is my ugly handwriting in French. So the Arabic is written in connective style. You see the shape of the letter M changes in the beginning, like in the name Maya, in the middle when it's connected to the left and right, the name Osman, at the end, like in the name Naim, and when it stands alone, like in the name Hisham. So if I want to write the word Al-Hind, which means India, you can see the difference between the second and the third slide. There is a small glyph connecting the letters, which we call Kashida. It comes from the Persian. It means elongating. And the Kashida can be spread equally, as in the letter space, and as in the first three examples, or it can be stretched unequally, as in the last three examples, unlike the letter space. So you can see here a basmala, and you see that the Kashida is even longer than the whole sentence. Now coming to an Indian example, Anushka Shankar, which is the daughter of my favorite singer, Ravi. And if you see the first example, the Kashida is spread equally. And then you see the Kashida is spread even more. And the third example, the Kashida is spread unequally. Why? Because I just wanted to show the similarities between C and H, K and A, and Ka in Arabic. That's the three. So now I will go into my topic. Between the lines, a direct application and indirect inspiration. So first I'll show the work of Hassan Masoudi, an Iraqi calligrapher who lives in France. He drew the letter Waw by stretching the Kashida. And back in 2005, I was still studying in Japan. I did my PhD in Japan. And I went to Lebanon to make a workshop. So in the first workshop, I asked my students to do the same. I asked them to choose a drawing, and I asked them to stretch the Kashida, just like Hassan Masoudi did. And then I asked them to do the same for the Latin typography, or letters, or handwriting. And you can see the couples, just to tell them that Latin letters can also be stretched. But after 7 years, the aesthetic changed. So you see examples here. My students drawing their portraits. You see the portraits written in Arabic and in French. So it's the same, all by stretching the Kashida. That's another example. So all these are words describing the figures, the people, and the Kashida is drawing the picture, as in this example. So as you can see, here are the words blanche, indépendante, sincère, aimable, and in French it's bayda, naima, hashura. So she's drawing her pictures. And then I thought, why keeping the two scripts unattached? I just thought of combining these two scripts. Why? I'll tell you later. So the directions, which is seen as a handicap in typography today, actually became the asset of my research. I just wanted the scripts to be connected. So one of the first posters that my students did was a self-portrait, just drawing her silhouette by stretching the Kashida. And she's just connecting the Arabic to French words, and I will tell you later why. And 7 years later, another student from another university did also his portrait. Just by stretching the Kashida, you can see his face. Now, what I did last year is I wanted my students to experiment the Kashida physically. So instead of going on computer first, I asked them to bring wires and I asked them to write their names. It's the easiest way to visualize their letters. And then they started with one wire, uncut, writing their names, like here, Basil, and then Hurriya, student. And then they passed from Latin to Arabic. So Jennifer, both splits. And then they passed from the wires to the computer, well, just passing one line. And the wires help them to feel the Kashida physically. And this is Michel. So later on, they were, instead of drawing portraits, they started drawing situations. So here's one guy hitting the other, because he was cursing him. And then a portrait of two men back to back. And this is about friendship. The next move was not to just show Kashida, I just wanted to be inspired by the Arabic calligrams. So this is what we did, passing from this to this. So the words were following the shades, not only the Kashida following. Now I will tell you what was the purpose. It was displaying how we talk. Well, how we talk is, we mix three languages now, Arabic, French, and English. And as you know by now, that Arabic is written from right to left, and French and English is written with Latin letters. So one way, common way to ask the taxi driver asking someone, where are you going? It's Lawen Madame. Lawen is Arabic and Madame is French, and he's just asking her where you're going. And this is a poster from my Tunisian student, Festival Film L'Ostouri. It means the Festival of Epic Film. And the small camel is telling his father that he was in the film. And his father is telling him, oh yeah, all mixed with French and Arabic. Race spéciale, it's again French and Arabic, means my head is special. So half of the head is in French, and the other half is in Arabic. Connexion aouillé means strong connection, usually used for internet, and here it's used for hairdryer. Again, another expression for internet, Mraklin wireless, but she installed her laundry wireless. Now there's triptych posters showing Yoburne Rouge. Yoburne literally means red buries me or entubs me. But what we mean by that is I love red a lot. So here the student is taking the meaning literally, showing the torero, which is he is literally killed by red, and the hearse, and another is the wine opener for the red wine. Now I will pass to from the horizontality to the verticality, a parallel between Japanese and Arabic script. Why Japanese? Because I studied in Japan for 7 years, and this is how you see how I make use of the Japanese calligraphy in my studies. So first I'll show you the Arabic flexibility. The Arabic is not only flexible horizontally, it's also flexible vertically. As you can see, some of the Kashida is spreading on 3 lines. And when you make use of it in the mixed languages in Lebanon, you'll see that there are other opportunities than only mere calligraphies. And this is one of my students from NDU who showed La Joua out. It's a scoot note, means out and in. And using another note means disconnect. Tawasul means disconnect and continuity. And the third one is come and don't come, ta'amatiji. So here, I just showed these examples to show you that the Arabic is really flexible, not only horizontally. So instead of going left, right, and right, left, you go up, down, from right, left, and up, down, from left, right. What I mean by that is like passing from one script on the first line to the second script on the second line. So here are some names of my students. Ziedi, Lama Zwain, again Lama, Guy, And as you can see that in Arabic and of course in Latin, the verticality is not something common. So I had to make use of what I learned in Japan. And this is the example of the verticality that helped me proceed with my research. So Fude, Chikara, and Kaze means pen, power, and wind. And you see something similar to the Kashida, but this Kashida is vertical actually. And when I draw the parallel, I could attach these letters to each other. So the first line is Arabic, Latin, and then Arabic, and then Arabic, then Latin. Why am I doing that? I'll show you in a bit. So there is a common greeting in Japan. This is the Remmentai. Remmentai is the unbroken vertical line, if I translate it literally. Akimashite omedetou gozaimasu means Happy New Year in Japanese. So you can see that the original work is the second. The first and the third and fourth are either stretched or squeezed. And this is why I call this a Japanese Kashida. And it also exists in Chinese, of course. So why I'm doing that? Because I make use of this vertical balance to attach my letters. So what you see on the upper left is the ugly thing happening in my head, here, and then this is how it came out. And when I think of it, like boss l'ascenseur à rez-de-chaussée, which is passing from one language to the other, it means press the elevator key on the ground floor. This is how we speak. And then when you move on, bonjour papi معك ألف please, عبالي اشتري ice cream. This is how we really speak. And the translation is, hello dad, you have 1,000 pounds please, I want to buy ice cream. 1,000 pounds is less than $1. Don't think it's that expensive. Well, the example, the next one is حطيت بنطوفلي على الكومودينا بالدار. I put my slippers on the cupboard in the sitting room. And this is when you're moving from one side to the other, what we usually know in boustrophédon. But in the boustrophédon, not usually, the letters are flipped just to change direction. But the difference here is the letters are not flipped. So I'm going with the Arabic and coming back with the Latin and going with the Arabic and etc. So sorry, monsieur, ما تواخذني 20 كيلوات على الفرندا. Sorry, excuse me, sir, we are hanging underwear on the veranda. So if you see how it's written here, this is how I move from one to the other, which is pretty similar to boustrophédon, but without flipping letters. So another inspiration is the work of Hajime Tachibana. It's, he connected numbers vertically, and of course inspired by the Japanese calligraphy. And I did the same with my name. It's pretty ugly, I know, for typographers, but I did that in 2005. It's just attaching Latin to Arabic letters, and you can read Antoine. And then my student in Tunisia got inspired to write something, Toktul. Toktul means she kills, but what she really means that she's so ugly that her ugliness kills. And then this poster says Ship the siphon, or flush the toilet, also written vertically with interchange of letters. Lahme bil freezer means the meat is in the fridge. I'm download the program. I'm downloading a program, just downloading a baby actually. And then this is a poster for gender equality. And we're using, the student was using a local expression saying, "Inta ktir ariyere," means you are very retarded, for the people, the men who hit their wives. And then another poster by another student for the gender equality, it says job zet ou double maash, means same job, double salary, and you can see he gets 2 points and she gets 1 for the same job. Well, finally, I'm just, I will show from organic to geometric, and this is how I was inspired by the Japanese calligraphy to write something like a freehand, and this is more like typography, to me at least. And عندي migraine قوية means I have a strong migraine. Another example, طلعت autostop معه على autoroute حلات, means she went with him hitchhiking from Halat highway. This is how it turned out to be. And then some of my students did also some calligraphy collage, obviously inspired by Bauhaus here. Dammi O negative means my blood type is O negative. And A positive dammi means my blood type is A positive. And this example is Bela radio. Bela radio means literally he swallowed the radio, but actually it's an expression that we use for someone who doesn't shut up. So, and you can see here the examples with Wim Crow, poster of Hiroshima, the letter spacing. Again, we're passing from the Arabic to the Latin, from one line to the other. Now, I'm just showing you a displaying of a usual conversation in Lebanon. This is the way I see it. It's a huge mixture of these three, at least three languages in everyday life. And my father kept this for me. I wrote it in 1982. I wanted to write Joli Paul. I don't know what Joli Paul means, but I wrote it the J with the Arabic. So it seems I was thinking this way a long time ago. Oh, merci. Miss, thank you.